Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're coming on, I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button. Please tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know Prophet Ramonepreston and the Ramonepreston Show, along with the squad right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. We are live and we have an amazing discussion to share with you today. Please hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody. Let them know we are live. This is a beautiful Tuesday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to go ahead and rejoice and be glad in it. For those of you that are coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag someone that you know needs to learn more about properly starting, structuring, and scaling their businesses, their ministries, their income streams, or their wealth building dreams. Tag them right now. Drop their names in the comments, share, like, tag, and please, while you're at it, drop the name of the city that you're watching from in the comments as well. Please drop the name of the city in the comments. Wherever you're watching us from. If you're with Elon Musk on Mars, if you're with Jeff Bezos and Amazon, wherever they going, tell all the Martians, tell all the aliens, tell all the humans, the Ramonepreston Show is live today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, we come to you bringing you information to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. Those are the core competencies of what makes up our organizational enterprise, whether it's through our consulting firm, our coaching program, our online training university. All of the information that we share is an extension of those divisions of our organizational enterprise, and they're all designed, they're all tailored to help people like you properly start, structure, and scale whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a ministry, whether it's a business, whether it's a financial freedom plan, whether it's a wealth building game plan or strategy that you're putting together. The information that we share every Monday through Friday is designed and tailored to help you do that. We are almost 5 months into the Ramonepreston Show. We launched it in January of this year, the end of January to be exact, and for the last 4.5 months, every Monday through Friday, with the exception of a few vacations and 1 or 2 hiatuses, we've been consistently showing up to share with you the information to help you. Within the last 4.5 months, we have seen over 150,000 views on YouTube, where we house almost 3,500 subscribers. We have thousands of our tribe members, our family members and friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on other social media platforms that continue to participate in the show and to get the value that they need. A lot of you that listen to me on a daily basis, you have made the decision to be a part of our coaching program, to be a part of our Blueprint Game Plan program. And for that, I am humbled, I'm honored, and very thankful and appreciative to all of you. Whether you're part of our programs or whether you just participate in the show and engage and comment and give us feedback. On behalf of my wife, myself, and our entire organization here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, we appreciate you. We thank you so much. So for those of you that are watching, please make sure you drop the name of the city in the comments so that our other extended tribe members can know where you're watching from. We have people all over the world, and I don't cap and exaggerate when I say that, but we literally have people all over the world who watch the Ramonepreston Show, whether they're watching it live. Some people are in areas where it's a different time zone, so they might not necessarily watch it live. They might be asleep right now, but they come back and watch the replays. And almost every day, whether it's on the live or from a replay. We get people from everywhere that send us messages, that ask us questions, that DM us, that go to our websites or our platforms and they fill out contact forms just to get more information on what they need to do to properly start, structure, and scale their businesses, their ministries, their income streams, and wealth building dreams. So shout out to all of you, particularly those of you that have joined our 1-year business coaching program. We have over 30 people that have made a commitment to be a part of our 1-year business coaching program. This month, we're looking to at least double that. We're looking to at least double that because I know, and my wife and I, my personal assistant and I, we've been talking about this for the past couple of days. I know, and we all know, and many of you that are watching me who have never had a consultant or a coach, you know that in order for you to get from where you are to where you need to be, you need some professional consultant or coach or both to help you develop the game plan that's needed and necessary to get you out of that stuck, to get you out of that rut, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your ministry, whether it's just in the ideas and the things that you got in your mind that you just can't bring to life and don't know how to package them in order to push them. That's what professional business consulting and coaching does. And so at the end of the show, of course, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take up one of the few offers that we have, whether it's through our coaching program, whether it's through our Blueprint Game Plan program, or both. We have an opportunity for you to get both at a price that is very feasible, and the cost of entry is very low just to get you in. Most of the people, and I can be honest when I say this, most of the people who have joined our 1-year business coaching program, and we're talking about over 30 people that have committed to this program, most of these people have been able to see some level of positive results and return, literally financial return, within the first 30 days of them joining the coaching program, participating in the first coaching session, and beginning to implement the game plan that we put together. Literally, people who have joined the coaching program have been able to sit in front of me. They've been able to go through an entire coaching session. They've been able to take what we put together as a business game plan and implement it. And most of these coaching clients have seen some impact, positive. Most of these coaching clients have seen a return on their investments. We have testimonies of people in our coaching program today who within the first month doubled their income. We have several people in this coaching program who within the first 30 days may have not doubled their income, but seen a substantial increase in their income. Some of these coaching clients did not even have clients in their own companies. They did not even have customers who were paying them, and within the first 30 days had paying customers and clients. We have a few people in our coaching program that inked 6-figure deals and contracts in their businesses and companies. You know why? Because they made the decision to commit, number one. And as a result of their commitment, they were able to come into an ecosystem where professional business consultants and coaches could sit down with them and help them do what I do my best to give to you in so many different pieces and parts through the Ramonepreston show. And so today, as I mentioned yesterday and throughout this entire week, we're going to continue our discussion on the series, because that's what this week is centered around, a series on the power of systems. The power of systems. That's what we're talking about all week, the power of systems. Because I'm telling y'all, if you desire to build wealth, if you desire to be a millionaire, if you desire to be financially free, debt-free, if you desire to have a successful business, if you desire to just live stress-free outside of the grit and the grind and the daily hustle and bustle of just trying to figure life out and do something for you and your family, if you plan on doing any of the above or all of the above, I'm telling you, it's going to require systems. It's going to require systems. This was something that it took me longer than it should have to learn. And one of the reasons why it took me longer than it should have to learn this was because, number one, when I first started as an entrepreneur, I didn't put myself in a position to get around people like me. When I first started as an entrepreneur, number one, I didn't have the money, but I didn't even have the commitment or the mindset to find the money to pay to get around people like who I am today. And so there was a learning curve that I had to go through. There were years of trial and error. There were years of struggle and stress and strain that I had to take upon myself and deal with that could have been prevented if I just, and I'm not going to blame it on the people who were doing what I was doing 18 years ago. If I would have just put myself in a position mentally, if I would have put myself in a position physically, if I would have put myself in a position economically to just commit to say, you know what, I got to get around somebody who can help me move forward. I got to get around people who can help educate me and train me and teach me. Because listen, when I started as an entrepreneur, me and my wife, 18 years ago, when we got married, we decided to go full time into entrepreneurship. I told her, I'm not going to the workforce. I'm not going to start this career. It ain't going to happen for me. I'm going to start my own business and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm willing to wake up every day and do it. If I would have made that decision 18 years ago, trust me, I would be way further along than where I am right now. Now, I ain't going to, just like suck my teeth and look down on where I am and the success my wife and I have built in our company today. However, a whole lot of things could have been prevented. And so for those of you that are listening to me, I'm going to continue this part 2 discussion on the power of systems. But trust me, if you listen to what I'm saying, if you gravitate to what I'm saying, and if you put yourself in a position, first of all, mentally, and then physically and economically, if you put yourself in a position to commit to what I'm talking about, which means you may have to get closer. And guess what? Getting closer doesn't mean just calling me or texting me saying, can you mentor me? That doesn't work like that. Getting closer means I've got to buy into what you're doing. There are millionaires and billionaires. I'm not exaggerating. There are millionaires and billionaires that I have put myself, my team, my organization in close proximity to. Literally, I had to pay to sit at the table of millionaires. I had to pay to be in the same room with billionaires who are giving away game that seems to be free, but the cost of entry in the room was a cost that most entrepreneurs that are way further along than I am will never pay because they can't see the value above the cost. And I don't want that to be you. And so even before I get into this discussion on the power of systems, I need you to get your mind right. Some of you are this far into the new year and you still not making money in your business. At least not enough that it can pay you to be full-time. Some of you are this far into the new year and you're still uncertain about what you know God gave you for a ministry, for a business, to sell products and services, to be a blessing to your community. You know why? Because you do not have the right access to the right information and to the right people. Even if you have the right information, you still need access to the right people. Like when you get around people who talk like I'm talking and you're hearing this same message every day, it changes your mindset. And if it changes your mindset, it starts changing your methods. And if it changes your methods, it starts changing your moves. You're going to think different, you're going to create different, and you're going to move differently. You're going to start doing things and talking different. All these things change, but you got to put yourself in that position. And so today is part 2 of this whole week-long series on the power of systems. Just in case you missed the memo yesterday, of course, you can always go back to Facebook and YouTube, look at the archives. You'll see the description on the power of systems, and you can take an hour and just go through the whole show to get the content that we shared yesterday. But just to kind of give you a brief overview, yesterday we established the fact that the acronym for systems, and I ain't gonna forget today like I did yesterday, the acronym for systems is S, and I wrote it down just for those of you that were on here yesterday. I totally forgot the third one. The acronym is save you stress, time, energy, and money. So if you take the word system and you use it as an acronym, it literally describes things that save you stress, time, energy, and money. So if you want to have a business, if you want to have a ministry, if you want to have a for-profit, a non-profit, if you want to start doing anything when it comes to entrepreneurship, business ownership, ministry leadership, it's going to all rest upon systems. Why do you say that, Prophet Ramon? Because the world revolves around systems. The earth that you live on is a part of a solar system. And if the world revolves around systems, your world should revolve around systems. Your financial world, your credit world, your banking world, your entrepreneurship world, your business world, your ministry world, all of the worlds that make up your world should revolve around systems. And that means your success is going to be connected to things that save you stress, time, energy, and money. So the goal is to put you in a position as a business owner. This is how I help consult our clients. The goal is to put you in a position that allows you to do what you do best. And while you do what you do best, it's saving you stress. It's saving you time. It's saving you energy, and it's saving you money. If I can put you as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an organizational CEO, if I can put you in a position, think about it. If I could put you in a position today that saves you stress, time, energy, and money while you have the freedom and the flexibility to do what you're just good at, what you want to wake up every day and do, how further along will you get? How much better will your life be? How much more money will you have? How many more people can you touch and bless? How many more families can you save? You can do a whole lot more because now you're saving yourself a lot of stress. You're saving yourself a lot of time. You're saving yourself a lot of energy, and you're saving yourself a lot of money, meaning that you have the right systems. And so that's why the power of systems is by far essential. It is vital, whatever big bougie word you want to use. It is critical to your business success. Say what? Okay, so I want you to hear me. So we've established the fact that the acronym for systems is what? Things that save you stress, time, energy, and money. All right. Now let's get into some of the details of the power of systems. I explained to you yesterday that my definition and my description of a business system, okay, a business system is, and I want to give you the definition and description again, and then we're going to break it down, because all these smaller systems, okay, that you need in order to properly and successfully run your business or your ministry or your organization, all of these smaller systems should be a part of the quote unquote solar system of your business system. Okay. So I want to give you a clear working definition and description of what a business system is. And once I give this to you again, we'll start breaking down the details of the systems within the system. Okay. Because a lot of people have LLCs, holding companies, S corporations, C corporations, 501c3s, 25 EIN numbers, bank accounts, trade lines, U lines, credit lines, lines of credit, HELOC loans. They got all this stuff that they think is the business when your business should be systems. You cannot build a business if you're not building systems. The way your business is going to grow is because your systems are growing. So let me explain to you what a business system is. Now, I use the term business system because I have to differentiate what most people refer to as a business. Because a lot of people, if you say, are you a business owner? Oh yeah, I'm a business owner. But they're really not a business system owner. They just have a legal entity that has a good idea on paper. They just own a LLC. They just own a corporation. They just own a entity that is legal with the Secretary of State. They just have an EIN number that they're using to get a bank account to push certain products and services, but it doesn't mean that they own a business system. They own a business maybe, according to that version of a business, but they don't own a business system. So Ramon, what is a business system? Listen to this. A business system, this is my definition in a description of a business system. A business system is a legal entity. That's one part of it, right? A legal entity comprising of people, that's staff, processes, that's systems, and products or services that make exchanges in the marketplace for a profit and for a purpose that leads to a profit. That's what my definition and description of a business system is. Now, again, there are many systems that make up your one business system. But when you think about owning a business, more properly speaking, in order for you to own a business that's actually going to succeed, it should be a business that's more clearly described as a business system. Meaning that when you say you own a business, you should be saying that you own a legal entity comprising of people, staff, processes, systems, products, and services that make exchanges in the marketplace for a profit and for a purpose that leads to a profit. So if all of those components of that definition and description are not operating in what you call a business, you really do not have a business. That's why most people who have quote unquote businesses have businesses that are dormant. They're not making money. They don't have clients. They don't have business activity. They don't see income and expenses on their QuickBooks or on their accounting ledger. They don't have people calling in. They don't have staff. You know why? Because they don't have a what? A business system. In other words, they don't have a legal entity that is comprised of people, processes, and products that are actually in the marketplace making exchanges for a profit and for a purpose that leads to a profit. Now that's a whole lot of information I just gave you, and I'm gonna have to start breaking down these components within this description. But what I want you to understand is this, and let me make this clear before I start breaking the components down. If what I'm saying to you resonates with you and you're like, you know what, he's on to something, because I do have a business, but it's just a good idea on paper. I really don't have a business system. And you're trying to figure out, wow, what he's saying is good, but I can't figure it all out on a show or on a series that he's doing this week. Don't worry. All of this information that I share with you, all of the content that I give to you is a part of our organization. We provide this same information, this same training, this same assistance and support and the solutions for what I'm sharing with you through our consulting group, through our coaching program, and through our online virtual training program. So don't worry if you forget something, if you just are not able to go back and revisit the information and find the right sentence that I said, or the right statement, or the right wording. Don't worry about it. We have it all available for you on our platforms and in our company. So we're not going to worry about that. We just want you to follow along so you can at least wrap your mind around what I'm saying and understand it clearly enough to be convinced that this is what I'm missing. Because see, once the light comes on, the switch ain't going to work to cut it off. You hear what I said? Like once the light comes on with what I'm talking about, the switch is not going to go off. You're going to always be aware now and mindful that I need systems. And if I can create or implement and integrate created systems into my business system, I'm going to succeed. There's just no way you're going to have systems and don't succeed in your business. It's just no way, because your systems are going to work when you ain't working. Your systems are going to work when you sleep. Your systems are going to work even when you can't work them. They're just going to work because they're systems. That's what they're created to do. They're created to flow. They're created to move forward. They're created to evolve. They're created to grow. They're created to develop. They're created to connect to other systems to keep whatever they're connected to going. So we're going to make sure we cover all that with you. So a business system, by definition and description, at least Ramonepreston's definition and description, is a legal entity comprising of people, processes, and products that make exchanges in the marketplace for a profit and for a purpose that leads to a profit. So let's look at the first component of a business system. What is the first component of a business system? The first component of a business system is that it is a legal entity. See, a lot of people just stop there. So you get an LLC, you start your holding company, you got an S Corp, you create a partnership, you get your EIN, you get your name, you get a logo, you get a domain, and you like, uh-oh, I got a bank account, I have a business. Well, you just have the first component of what a real business is. The first component of a business system is the legal entity. See, this is what I walk entrepreneurs through when I am consulting them in our initial coaching session or in our initial consulting assessment session. What I like to do is walk you through this process in order to basically, for lack of a better term, create a business profile. So in order for me to create a business profile, I have to walk you through this process. Do you have a LLC? If you don't have a LLC or legal entity, we want to create a business profile to identify with what type of legal entity do you need. Because if this is the first component of creating a business system, then you got to make sure, number one, you have a legal entity. And number two, you got to make sure that the legal entity is actually structured correctly. So for those of you that are independent contractors, for those of you that are network marketers, I'm really getting ready to start doing some stuff for you independent contractors and network marketers, because I think there's a big gap in the network marketing industry today. And I ain't gonna get into the details because maybe the gap that I see nobody else sees. So I'm gonna make sure I monetize it and capitalize on it before anybody else tries to hack what I see. But there is a big gap, especially for people who are network marketers and independent contractors. So just a side note, if you're a network marketer, if you are in network marketing, I think network marketing is awesome. I think the opportunity to get into the world of sales and relationships and networking and business, generally speaking, is awesome when it comes to network marketing. But there is a gap. There's a space in there that I believe, if you're a network marketer and you can learn how to fill that gap, that you're going to have an advantage in the network marketing industry, in the network marketing space. And so I'm working on putting some programs together for network marketers, but our coaching program consists of a few network marketers. There are a few people who are in our network, who are in our coaching program that are network marketers. And I'm showing them these same principles. I'm showing them how not just to monetize better as network marketers, but how to take what they're doing in network marketing and fill that gap as a business owner. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for a lot of network marketers and independent contractors. So if you're one of those, I really want you to reach out to me because I want to help you when it comes to that. But the first component of a business system is what? A legal entity. So here you have to figure out, it's not an if you need a legal entity. I don't care where you are in your profession. You could be working on a regular job. I'm still going to encourage you, and I'm going to consult you professionally to start a legal entity. Even if you work on a job and even if you don't want to leave your job because you got a career, I'm still going to show you why you want to have a legal entity. Now, what kind of legal entity is going to have a lot to do with the type of business profile we create. In most cases, I'm going to recommend that your legal entity is structured through the holding company concept. And here again, we have companies that will file your paperwork legally. They will structure your holding company in terms of the paperwork is concerned. But then you have this LLC that somebody formed for you, or you figured out how to go to the Secretary of State and form it. But the problem is you don't have the education on how to run it. You don't understand the concept behind it. So just because I give you a helicopter don't mean you know how to fly it. Just because I give you a boat don't mean you know how to drive it. Just because I give you a Bentley don't mean you know how to use it, right? Because there's a process of learning and education and training you need in order to properly manage and maintain the integrity of whatever it is that you have. And so just having a legal entity filed and formed doesn't necessitate you having a business system. It's just the first component of your business system. And so once you have your legal entity established, let's say hypothetically, for those of you that are listening to me and watching me, let's just say hypothetically, you got your legal entity. You got your LLC, you got your holding company, right? You got your EIN number, you got your bank account. Okay, so now we got to look at the next components of a business system. The next components are the people, that is the staff, the processes, that is the systems, and the products, that's the services. So now all of these components are actually systems within the system. So your legal entity is not the system. Your legal entity is basically the house that the systems are going to live in. So you can have your LLC and your bank account and your EIN number, but if nothing is in that house, that's like having a house with no furniture in it, a house with no electricity in it, a house with no plumbing in it, a house with no internet. Have you ever went into a house and it didn't have none of that? Have you ever walked into a house that didn't have electricity, that didn't have plumbing, that didn't have internet? Let's say if you're going to look for a house that you're getting ready to buy, but the people who selling it don't have electricity. They don't have plumbing. They don't have internet access, right? Well, when you pull up, everything is dark. You can't see the details in the house. You can't see how the house flows and operates. You can't see if the toilets work, if the sinks are leaking, if the refrigerator get cold. You can't see if all the light bulbs are working. You can't see these things. You can't even use your phone in there because it's bad reception. You know why? Because the house is built and the house may look nice, but the problem is the house doesn't have any systems. But if you walk in a house that you're getting ready to buy and all the lights are on, all the appliances are running, the plumbing is working, the internet is in there, and they give you a password to use their Wi-Fi while you're in there, guess how your perception of that house is? It's different. Because you looking at it like, oh my God, this is a beautiful house. When the truth is, it could be the same house, you just having a different experience. But what is giving you that different experience? Systems. This is why you got to have systems. And so the next component beyond your LLC or your legal entity is the people or staffing systems. Now, I'm gonna use this component today to talk about. And we'll just build out throughout the rest of this week, because every day this week I'm going to talk about systems. That's what I'm focusing on. But let's just look at the people or the staff. So when you use people, that would be considered the second component, right? The first component of a business system is the legal entity. All right. The second component of a business system would be the people system or the staffing system. So now you got to look at, okay, if people or staff is one of the systems, because it is a component of my business system. Like, what does that look like? Well, I teach the principle of the top 5 corporate roles within an organization. These top 5 corporate roles, they describe people. They describe people. But here's what I want you to understand. Even though they describe people, they may not necessarily need people initially, especially when you can't afford them. Okay? But they do describe people. And once you can understand the people system, at least according to the top 5 executive roles that I describe, you're able to connect each of those people that make up the staffing system. You're able to connect them to corporate systems. I hope I'm not like complicating it for you, because I'm giving you like a crash course in systems. All right. So let's go through the top 5 corporate roles in a business system. This would be the second component to a business system. I shared it yesterday, and I'll show you why it's very important. So you have the top 5 roles. The top role for all of you that are entrepreneurs, for all of you that are bosses, for all of you that are kings and queens of your organizational castles, for all of you that feel like you're supposed to be running your own business every day. You need to know these top 5 roles, because most of the time, you're going to be the one being all 5. You're going to be all 5. And it's good that you can start out being all 5, because the more familiar you become with all 5 of these top corporate roles, executive roles, the easier it's going to be for you to employ people in your ecosystem to fill those top 5 roles. All right. And even if you don't deploy people to fill those top 5 roles, you're going to have systems that reflect those top 5 roles. All right. So the first corporate role is the CEO. I want you to write these down. Some of you might know them already, especially if you've been to any of our boot camps or masterminds. But I want you to write them down. You have the CEO, you have the CSO, you have the CMO, and you have the COO. I want you to write those down. I'm going to give you a minute. Write them down. Get them. You got the CEO. You got the CSO. You got the CMO, the CFO, and the COO. Now again, all of these are chief roles or executive roles, but they still make up your people or staffing systems. Because remember, the second component of a business system outside of the legal entity is people. Because a business cannot run even if it's got systems and products or processes or services. A business can't run if it ain't got people. And most of the time, it's got one person, and that's you. So that means you as the owner of your business, you as the sole proprietor, you as the independent only contractor of your company, guess what you got to do? You got to familiarize yourself with all 5 roles. So you got to be the CEO, the CSO, the CMO, the CFO, and the COO. OOO. Yes, for sure. That's what you got to do. You got to be willing to do it. Everything I'm telling you, I've done. And here's the good part about it, at least for you. I had to figure all this out. I literally had to figure a lot of this out. I ain't gonna say all of it, but almost all of it I had to figure out. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach, unfortunately. And I say that like, unfortunately, because I shouldn't have been that goofy not to know, you need a coach, dog. You need a consultant, bro. But I didn't understand it. And I got my reasons why I didn't understand it, because I really just didn't get that part. And it took me a while to learn how important it was to have consultants and to have coaches. Now I have plenty of consultants, like literally that I pay. And guess what? I got coaches that I pay. My whole company is being grafted into a coaching and consulting program, because everybody that worked for me gonna be on it. They already on it. You got a question? Okay, so if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the comments, or in the comments there's a number you can call. So if you got a question you just want to ask me on the live, dial 678-922-1963, extension 1. 678-922-1963, extension number 1. If or when you dial that number, it's going to reroute directly to my phone while we're on the live, and I'll answer your call live and give you the best answer that I possibly can with whatever the question is that you have. So the second component of a business system is what? The people or the staff systems, okay?
Awesome.
We have a question?
What's the name of the plan?
What plan?
Ask them what plan.
I'm sorry, somebody just asked the question. Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
The question was, what's the name of the plan? I don't know if you're referring to our program that we offer or our game plan, referring to our online training program. I'm not sure what the question is about. So if you could clarify that, just drop it back in the comments on YouTube. What is the name of the plan or what type of plan it is? I'll give you some clarity on that. So we have the people systems or the staff systems, but you have to start at the top, because your main systems within your business systems are going to flow from these top 5 corporate executive roles. So the CEO, that's the Chief Executive Officer. The CSO is the Chief Sales Officer. The CMO is the Chief Marketing Officer. The CFO is the Chief Financial Officer, and the COO is the Chief Operations Officer. Now, again, those 5 executive roles within a corporate system are directly connected to the top 5 business systems, or systems within a business, or corporate systems, however you want to word it. All right? So that means for the CEO role, there's a system connected to it called an executive system or executive systems. All right? If you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. For the Chief Sales Officer role, there are sales systems. For the Chief Marketing Officer, there are what? Marketing systems. For the Chief Financial Officer, there are financial systems. And then for the Chief Operating Officer, there are operational or administrative systems. So if you see how you have your legal entity at the top, once you form it correctly and structure it correctly, then right under that, you have your top corporate executive roles. Even if those roles are not being filled by real people, you still want to simulate it so that it can make sense to you within your organizational structure. Because if it don't make sense to you, it ain't making sense to your customers or clients. And that's probably why you're not able to make any money and push your business and be confident in what you're pushing. Okay? So we have the CEO, that's connected to what system or what systems? Executive systems. We have the CSO connected to sales systems. We have the CMO connected to marketing systems, CFO connected to financial systems, and the COO connected to administrative systems. Like, just that alone will move you further than where you are right now, guaranteed. Just that alone. If you could wrap your mind around what I just shared with you on the second component of a business system, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. Like, once I figured this out, and again, I guess it's to my goofy side. Once I figured this out, even though it took me a lot of money and a lot of mistakes and a lot of trial and error and a lot of just daily practicing and reconfiguring and resetting and restructuring, but once I figured this out, I was like, oh, I got it. And once I got it, it just seemed like my business just like kaboom. It just opened up because now I had systems. And I knew where or who, hypothetically, because I didn't have people, I knew where and who those systems were connected to, even though when it came to me getting into the market, making exchanges, they were all interconnected together, but I knew which role led to who and to where. It just simplified my whole business, literally. And that's one of the reasons why, for the last several years, my wife and I have been able to successfully, and I say successfully with sincerity, we've been able to successfully lead a nonprofit and for-profit organizational enterprise that's similarly structured like what we're talking about. So we have two entities. We have a nonprofit charter with many divisions and departments and ministries and auxiliaries under it. And then we have a for-profit holding company with many divisions and subsidiaries under it. And we're able to run it like we just smooth sailing. And what makes it that easy is not just because we're anointed. That plays a role now. What makes it look easy, not just because we gifted. That plays a role now. What makes it look easy, not just because we're experienced and we have educated ourselves on how to do it, which that plays a role. But what makes it look easy and be easy is because we have developed the right systems. And guess what? We're still building systems. We're still integrating new systems, because every time you grow to another level, you're going to have to get better systems. You're going to have to get bigger systems. You have to get more efficient systems. But at least you know the roads that these systems lead to. If what I've shared so far has touched you and resonated with you, can you please put in the comments hashtag value. Hashtag value. Do we have another question? Hashtag value.
Everybody was just asking, I don't know if they understand him. I think it's a lot, because there's a lot of people on YouTube over here.
Okay.
60 people. But a lot of people just coming on, but everybody helping on it, asking what the plan is. So it's like you had to start over who you are and what are you selling. It's the blueprint game plan. So everybody asking.
Okay, so everybody's asking the question, like, what is the plan? The plan, we have three different products or services that we provide in our company. We have a consulting division in our company. Our consulting division provides the solutions and the strategies and the services for you to start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, or your wealth building dreams. So simply put, through our consulting division, you literally hire our firm to come in and to sit down with you to assess your personal, your business, and your financial situation. We create a business or a financial or both profile for what it is that you want to do. We help you decide what type of entity and what type of structure or infrastructure you need for those business and financial goals that we've created a profile on. With our consulting firm, we actually do the filing for you. So we file your legal entity in our consulting firm. We make sure that you have your operating agreement. We make sure you get your EIN. We make sure it is built out and structured correctly. And in our consulting firm, we provide the training for you and for your team, which means if it's you and if it's your spouse or if it's 3 or 4 people you're bringing on, we're going to make sure we train you on systems. We're going to make sure we help you integrate the right systems. We're going to make sure that we put all of you on a program to see to it that once your entity is legally structured, once your systems are integrated and implemented, that you're able to move forward with whatever your business and financial goals are. That's what we provide in our consulting firm. Now, we also have a coaching division. Right now, we're currently offering through our coaching division a 1-year business coaching program. And so what we do in the 1-year business coaching program is we take a lot of what we do in our consulting firm, outside of filing the paperwork for you, outside of you hiring us to provide the services for you, we take the assessments, we take the business and financial profiling, we take the solutions and strategies to help you start, structure, and scale it. But with our coaching program, we're also putting you on our Blueprint Game Plan program to train you on entrepreneurship, to train you on running a business, developing divisions and subsidiaries in your holding company. We train you on real estate investing. We train you on tax strategies. We train you on accounting, on sales, on marketing. So we provide a lot of training for you in our one-year coaching program, and we put a game plan together for you for a year. That's not what we necessarily do with our consulting firm. So our consulting firm is more nuts and bolts. It's more infrastructure. Our coaching program is a little more personal because we play the role of the coach on the sideline, making sure that every play we're right there with you, working you through your process to get you to where you want to be within that 1 year. And then our third program is our online university training program. This is outside of our consulting and our coaching. This is just you wanting to be educated through a virtual educational training program on starting and structuring and scaling a business. And so our online virtual training program gives you 24-hour, 7-day a week, 365 days a year access from anywhere in the world on any device that has Wi-Fi access. You're able to learn how to start and structure holding companies. You learn how to form them yourself. You learn about financial literacy. You learn about taxes, about accounting. You learn about products and services. You learn about real estate investing. Everything that we provide in our consulting and our coaching division, we have on our online university training program. So those are the three programs or plans, if you will, that we have and that we provide through our company. If you need more information about any of our divisions, whether it's our consulting division, our coaching, or our online training division, or if you just need for us to give you an initial assessment to help you identify with what plan or program best fits your business and financial criteria, I want you to text me today. Just text the word "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. Text the word or words "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. Again, 404-478-7213. If you text the words "I'm ready," we'll reach back out to you. We will give you an initial assessment over the phone or virtual, whatever works for you, and we'll help you identify with what programs, what products, what services, what plans we have that best fit your criteria. Our goal is to see to it that whatever it is that you're doing in terms of your business, your ministry, your income, your wealth building, that you have the right products, you have the right plans, you have the right services, you have the right solutions. And as long as you have the right stuff, there's no way you're going to go wrong. So just reach out to me, text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. I hope I answered that question for those of you that were asking questions about our plans. So back to the second component of a business system. It is the people or the staff systems. So we talked about the 5 corporate executive roles. Each of those 5 corporate executive roles are connected to what? Corporate executive systems. So we have executive systems, we have sales systems, we have marketing systems, we have financial systems, and we have administrative systems. So I want to give you just a brief description of each of these 5 systems, and we're going to end right there. I'm going to continue this discussion tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. This whole week, our series is on the power of systems. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a business, if you have a business idea, if you have a dream financially, economically, with regard to your wealth or your freedom, you have to have systems. Even if you're working on a job and you just want to get out of debt and get your credit together and put a little money aside, you still need systems. And this is why we've created wealth building systems, and we teach wealth building systems, and we provide strategies and solutions through wealth building systems, because we know it's all about systems. Once you get the right systems in place, you're not going to stop. Even when you want to stop, the systems are going to keep telling you, listen, sis, listen, dog, we finna keep going. That's how systems work. Think about it. You live on a planet that revolves around systems. And so even when you stop, time don't stop. Time is system. Even when you stop, the banks don't stop. The markets don't stop. Industries around the world, the planets don't stop. The galaxies don't stop. The solar system don't stop. Everything continues to move because it's all a part of a solar what? System. Woo! Man, I'm giving y'all the game and it was for free. So listen, let's talk about these 5 corporate systems very quickly because I only have a few moments and I have to go. So the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, is connected to executive systems. What are executive systems? Systems that support implementing vision, innovation, creativity, research and development, multiplication, and systems that support implementing speed at which you go from idea to product to market. So when you think about an executive system, what you have to understand is, as a CEO, there are systems specifically needed for you as a CEO to continue implementing your vision. There are systems that you need as a boss to support your innovation, to support your creativity, to support your ability to provide research and development on the things that's running through your mind. There are certain executive systems you need as a CEO to support multiplication and to help you move at the speed at which you can go from idea to product to the market. Meaning that if you as a CEO have the right executive systems, every time you get an idea, guess what's going to happen if you got the right system? You're going to take that idea, you're going to turn that idea into a product, and you're going to immediately introduce that product to the market. See, my team know me. They know I'll come in here. How many days do I come in here without an idea?
Never.
Every day. Every day. Yesterday we had a conversation about a couple ideas, right? I come in here 24 hours later, and the first thing we do in our little briefing before we get started, I'm telling my personal assistant, well, you know, I ain't finna do that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Here's my idea. We're gonna exactly, because you know why? I go from idea to product to market immediately. Because as an executive, I have executive systems. Yeah. Now, what are some examples of some executive systems? I'm going to stop here, y'all, because I'm going to have to get into the rest of it tomorrow. Yeah, what are some examples? Let me give you some examples. You said we got a 1 o'clock appointment.
We got a 1 o'clock.
What are some examples of executive systems? I'm going to give you one good example. Our coaching program. That's an executive system. So you as a CEO, if you're a part of a business coaching program, guess what it does? It supports you implementing your vision because you're going to get help. It supports you implementing innovation and creativity. It supports you creating multiplication, providing research and development, and moving fast because now you can get all that stuff out your big old head and actually get something done. So that's one example of many examples, and I'm going to give you the rest tomorrow. You just got to show up. Every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, we provide information to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, ministries, income streams, and wealth building dreams right here on the Ramonepreston Show. I love y'all. Remember, if you need a consultation for free, if you need me to help assess your situation in your business and your finances to identify with what actually you need that best fits your business and financial criteria, text I'm ready to 404-478-7213. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.